right now.
Man, that wing stream is so good. IG is most definitely like giving them some very good, positive energy going into that nap. But oh my, oh my, oh my. The sad thing is I'm having exactly the same feeling as last game.
Okay, and that is?
Where I'm sitting here going, hey, IG are off to a good start. They've got their Rubik. You get Ferrari's Ember Spirit. They're looking good. Wings Gaming, they get what kind of works for them. The Spirit Breaker charge and a Queen of Pain who really, like, how can she lose a lane? That's the reason why she's one of the most popular picked up heroes in the mid at the moment.
That's true. And not only that, but she is one of the few snowballing mids who can deal damage to BKB targets as well, and can also easily transition into a right clicker if it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Right, so there's a lot of things you can do with the Queen, and very versatile all around, just fantastic heroes. So for IG, they pick up an Ember. I know Rabbit also plays Ember. Like, it's not 100% Ferrari, right? Like, they can still change this up and go safe lane with it if they want to.
Correct.
Because I'm thinking right now, I'm looking at that Queen matchup and I'm going, I really don't want to do that. Like, I just really, really don't want to do it. And after banning the Viper, I'm kind of thinking that Wings might be assuming the same thing, that the Ember might just be going safe, because otherwise there's no reason to ban the Viper in the first place. So now, Gyro being taken here by Wings. And this is just nothing but aggression.
Yeah, but that's the beauty.
Yeah, it
worked for them so well. Like, that timing, their rotations in map 1 was so good that you'd back them to do it again. Like, the Wind Ranger was so good rotating around. Now you give Queen of Pain, who gives earlier damage with her rotations. It doesn't have as much control, but it's just that pop damage you get. Spirit Breaker will give you control factor.
Yeah, that is very true. But also, let's keep in mind that Lunar Blessing and Wind Ranger with Aghanims adds a lot of pushing potential, like in terms of killing towers, whereas Wings kind of lack that at the moment. Gyro's okay, Queen's okay, Spirit Breaker's not really that good, because you really want to be the hero just sitting in fog and waiting for charge opportunities.
But if they get something like a Darkseer as a last one here, which combines nicely with the Spirit Breaker, you can start creep skipping, and then you get your push power.
I wouldn't be shocked to see IG actually take it from them here.
Yeah, it would be pretty smart. It also works nicely with an Ember Spirit, having both Iron Shell plus the Flame Guard up. That's a lot of burn power from the Ember when you bring him into the fights.
It's really, really good.
Yeah. But I'm with you to push the Ember Spirit to the safe lane. Ensure he gets farm, ensure he gets that Battle Fury, and ensure he gets levels. Because he's going to be really careful about that Spirit Breaker jumping in. Ember's really good against Spirit Breaker because he's very difficult to get that full charge into a bash off when you get Searing Chains and Sleight of Fist screwing around with you.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's Pit.
This is a little bit of a change-up. I haven't seen Skye in a while, actually.
Why did you pick Skye against a Spirit Breaker?
So the thing is, even if you get charged, right, if you silence when he's coming in, he still can't follow it up with anything.
Dire's pick.
And Nyx actually just destroys all three of those heroes, by the way. Just throwing it out there. You can, so Carapace procs off a Flame Guard, obviously. You can proc it off Flame Bolt. You can walk into a Mystic Flare. And it's like instant damage. So you just like walk into it for like a split second, stun him, walk back out. Skywrath, one of the highest in-game heroes in the game.
So Mana Burn's going to be even better.
Just decimates him. Ember is kind of the same, except in the sense that he needs mana to be able to get out of fights, because typically you always have that defensive remnant, and then if you ever get Mana Burn once or twice, you might not have the mana to go back.
Yeah.
Overall, very nice pick here from Wings, and the Skywrath Rubik combo, it can apply a lot of pressure. There is no doubt about that. Like, when these heroes hit level 2, they can even kill a Queen. Like, not even a question. These two heroes can definitely kill a mid-Queen of Pain. And now here's the synergy. They are going to get their hands on the Clockwork.
Okay, so they've got initiation. They've got some good control here, IG. Where my concern is currently hitting is how their laning phase is going to work. And if they even stop Wings from playing what Wings want to do, like just farming up the Gyrocopter, getting good momentum up on a Queen of Pain, Nyx hitting level 6. He's so much more powerful as well with his rotations ever since Vendetta duration got buffed. So he can roam around and try and find these quick picks on Rubik and Skywrath Mage.
Yeah.
And he does the setup for Spirit Breaker then to charge in. Gets the early vision, Spirit Breaker comes to help just in case things go horribly wrong. Where I'm almost like, I want to see IG try and battle against him. You talk about level 2 for Rubik and Skywrath, where they can actually do more. Can you get away with getting something like the Luna we saw earlier into the hands of Invictus Gaming, where the Clockwork then goes one-on-one with an Nyx Assassin? I don't know if that matchup is really the best thing you want to have, though.
Clock actually wins that lane, I think.
You think?
Because Cogs cost less mana than Mana Burn, and like whoever is out of mana pretty much loses that lane, I feel.
So Clockwork needs to be aggressive, mana burn him out, and then he can win the lane.
I think the Nyx can win. It's just down to player skill. Like maybe if the Nyx is better player than the Clockwork, the Nyx could win. But
you just bring a Mango, you win.
Yeah, I think Clockwork's actually easier to win that lane with than the Nyx.
So if you can get away with that, you can push Ferrari into the mid up against the Quap.
You could, yeah. But that also depends on if IG want to go for that hero who helps them push and wants to go for something a little less super late game oriented.
I'm just thinking like what can shut down the Gyrocopter early on, because if they can do that, then all you gotta do is survive the initial burst damage from the Queen of Pain and control the Nyx.
They could go Clinks.
Actually,
Clinks is actually okay against this because Death Pact gives you a tremendous amount of health, and it also is good against Gyrocopter. A charge isn't a death sentence for you, but they could also go back for something like PL, I guess, if they want to go for like the traditional stuff and just leave Ember safe lane and say, Godspeed, Ferrari. Hope you do well.
Best of luck, bro.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Perch will be removing Flame Guard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a purge.
Okay.
The other thing, too, is it's very common nowadays to see Queen even go Yules. Seeing a lot here in the major qualifiers, so that even removes Yules in itself. But they're just going to go at the SF, so it is going to be safe lane Ember after all.
It's actually Rabbit who's on the SF.
Yeah, never mind. It's safe lane. Or
they could still. Yeah, they'll switch it around. Primarily because I think Ferrari's going to be more confident on the Ember Spirit than Rabbit will be.
Yeah.
And Ferrari maybe didn't really have the greatest SF during that last game. So
yeah, he did miss a raise that lost them a very important double kill. Yeah. I will say that.
Yeah, so maybe that's just lingering in his mind. It's like, you know what, just give me my Ember. Let me go with this. And Invictus Gaming, like, time is going to be really good for them. Like, if you get a farmed up SF as well as Ember Spirit, you're looking pretty damn good. The Gyrocopter, I want to see when his timing kicks in. Like, not just having, like, drums and Aquila and BKB. I want to see when Gyro's able to hit that point where he's got damage to give to a fight.
Well, the cool thing about having Ember in this lineup for IG is it actually gives you multiple ways to line up your Mystic Flare. So level 3 on the Searing Chains is a full 3-second duration, and it just TPs everywhere.
Yeah, it's the SD who TPs and heads north, and then it's Lua who they both TP'd at the mid-tier 1 tower.
Lua doesn't even have regen. What a man. Literally just boots and wards.
And he only blocks one of the camps. So one Observer Ward will watch IG's movement inside their own jungle. That's the one from Wings. And he'll actually block up 2 camps. Does that sentry ward... If you get the sentry ward that sits up here, will it actually get both?
You can block the medium and the small relatively easy in the Radiant jungle. But this one only blocks 1.
No, I'm talking about the D ward from Wings. Like, if they work out that both these camps are blocked up, you're probably going to throw the sentry ward in that northern position.
No, it doesn't hit the top ward because you have to cut down one of the trees and you have to place it, like, around here, right? Below that tree.
Yeah.
So when they do that, you only get the 1. You do not get both.
Okay, but if they do plant up a little bit further north, where like just below Innocent's feet right now, they'll be able to get both.
Yeah, they're actually pinging out one of the very common warding spots, and they are going to miss 1 sentry here. So at most, they can only get 1 ward.
Yeah.
Which is a small win for IG.
And when you put it on the east, you're going to put the second one over on the west.
Yes.
Just to get rid of it.
I mean, enabling the pull will be nice for them, but they will not be able to pull through. So it's still effectively having the experience and gold gain that the supports can get, and it's still giving you vision of the rune as well.
And it's still against the lane with the clockwork. Like, all he's got to do is just cog the lane into that tree line on the side.
The other thing is, unlike observers, you have to buy sentries in 2s, which means that their supports are going to have to spend a lot more money just to get rid of that ward in the first place. But they will realize it's blocked very soon.
IG at least burned one of their own sentries, because they threw it in the mid lane. They were worried about that high ground vision. So Rabbit did actually take the SF to the mid. So it is the laning we were expecting.
Yeah, this makes the most sense, though. Like, Ember just gets trashed by Queen. Like, even worse than Shadow Fiend does.
Innocent's now going to realize the camp is blocked. He'll walk over, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, did he miss?
Yeah,
he freaking missed. Oh,
he missed it.
God, that's bad.
This will be for, okay, so the 1, the 2, and the 3-minute camp time spawn will be... Actually, no, it's only going to be the 1 and the 2-minute camps will not spawn. But they don't have the further northern one as well. And yeah, now they're pinging out saying, yo, this one's gone as well. Problems have been realized. And Super's having the time of his life. So he stacks up the first camp, so he'll pull through. And this will make life a little bit harder for the Nyx Assassin. He actually also started with his stun. He went for the Impale instead of going for the Spike Carapace.
That's
try
pretty...
and get in front and attack Ferrari.
It's pretty standard, though. I mean, level 1 Carapace is a 0.6-second stun. And yeah, you can reflect some damage.
I'm just seeing Faith die, though.
He's actually good. Is he dead?
If there was Fighter Fist up, I would put a question mark on it.
Yeah.
But Ferrari went for the Flame Guard as well as the Searing Chains instead.
He probably makes that trade for 2 reasons. One, Nyx has ridiculously high base health regen, so he's at 4.1 with a Mango, where he knows that Super only had 1 Tango left. So trading the mana when you have no clarities and the health for when the Nyx has much higher base regeneration and is carrying around a Mango, in the long run that trade actually favors him. So for a while, Super is going to feel a lot more hesitant to try to go back in there and do that again, which most likely means that Faith will get some experience in this offlane.
I'm currently seeing a lost cow.
Yeah, he doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah. He sat behind to look like he was going to kill a Fukuria, but it's a Spirit Breaker. Like, he's not going to be able to succeed with that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to find anything to do in this early game. The only thing that he can hope is go for a charge maybe on Rabbit.
But he still needs to get level 2 before he does that. He needs to have the bash for when he arrives. So the charge is going to come down towards Aluo instead. But he goes right through the Dire Observer Ward. So the charge gets flagged out. The Disruption will hold him here a little bit longer, which will allow the charge to connect. So you do get the initial stun, but there's no real follow-up. And Lua just walks away with boots and a ring of regen, so he's fine. In fact, he can actually just buy his Tranquil Boots right now if he wants to, and then all this kind of chip harassment the SD attempts to do doesn't achieve anything, because then Lua just sits back behind the tower, cogs up every now and then to throttle the creep wave, and just keeps stealing experience, making life harder for Shadow.
Yeah, this early game is going to be, I don't want to say too passive, but for the time being, it doesn't look like either team really has the most kill potential. I guess if Wings were to have any, it would be if Luo ever gets horrendously out of position and eats a Rocket Barrage or something like that, but as you mentioned, he is way, way back there.
I like Chon's way of dealing with lack of experience, doing cliff jungling.
That's what you gotta do, man. When you got no freaking pole.
It keeps close enough to Rabbit. Like, he could do some stacks for Rabbit there.
Yep.
And yeah, it looks like we actually have ourselves a, that's just a double there. Actually, no, there's 2 big status. That's a triple stack. There's a triple stack for Rabbit.
Does this smoke actually kill? It might kill Super. He's gonna definitely have to use his Mango for this if they're gonna go in. I think it's super close. He's gonna have to find out Super without Ferrari breaking his smoke, and that's gonna be tough.
Oh, they see 1. Now the charge will come in and they'll see Super. He's actually getting slowed up by the Fools. So the stun will connect. Innocence is a little bit too far away, and they'll come under the tower with a catcher there. A guaranteed first blood. Going the way of Wings and IG. The troubles continue. Even Chuan being pushed out of the jungle. Because that Observer Ward was watching his farming, and it's a level 2 Shadow Strike that drops him down to 71 HP.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to remember here is, again, the supports on the side of IG are not really self-reliable. Like, they need a buddy system, pretty much. Like, Chuan has to be following around Super all the time. Otherwise, the Spirit Breaker charge just almost guarantees that you're going to die.
Find some friends. Ferrari getting very aggressive here on the Nyx Assassin, but he understands too that the Nyx doesn't have the mana at the moment. He doesn't want to burn his Mango. Not for a situation like that. Like, if the SB was still in the neighborhood, then maybe.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite easy to kill this guy in this game. And the Rubik, for that matter.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if Faith gets, like, early Arcanes, Poor Man Shield, and level 6, the amount of pressure that he himself is going to be able to apply on the map is huge.
This is going to be a little bit better, though. So, Rabbit's now doing the... it was a 5 stack as well. So, really good money going to come his way. And Chuan's able to leech out a little bit of this experience. So, finding some skills to steal for Chuan, that could really change out a lot, too. And what's Rabbit got? He's almost level 6 from that.
Yeah, I kind of think it might have been more worth it to just give it to Rabbit, though. Like, he would have probably hit almost 7 off that if he got all the experience from it.
True.
And being level 7 for him means he can push the wave constantly mid. He doesn't have to worry about the Queen maybe solo killing him because he has much better wave clear at that level. But I suppose it's a small difference.
It's also probably that thing where it's like, where's Chuan going to get experience if he doesn't leech this?
Right. That's definitely why they did it. Like, Super's been taking all the pulls, so he can't really get any experience himself, and he's going to just be doing some more stacking here in the woods, it looks like. Super's
waiting for the dream moment on the top. Like, Ferrari's got Flame Gun up at level 2, Searing Chains up at level 2, and that's the moment. Faith up a little bit too far, gets to seal off before the Spike Arrows can be used, Spirit Jump forward, and that is the moment. Ice also comes very, very low down to the bottom lane. Chasing Luo underneath the tower.
And he really wants a kill.
Oh, here comes the charge. with the cooldown as well. Lua's got nowhere to get some space, and with stick charges, he will be able to isolate Ice Ice, and Ice Ice can't get rid of the aggro. He took too much damage from the tower, burns from the cogs, and the flak cannon damage. Lua gets in the tree line, 29 HP. He's trying to dodge. Well, actually, there's nothing else to dodge. You got Innocence chasing him down, but Rabbit will arrive even if Luo dies. No, he's giving him bottle charges. Actually coming up so he can cold push him back out again. The Skywrath might die, but Innocence gives his life over to Rabbit. Nicely done. A little scrappy under the tower, but IG get the kill advantage back again.
That was actually such a nice play all around, especially from Rabbit at the last second, making sure he threw that bottle charge in just so they wouldn't get that return kill. I gotta say, the spacing there on the cogs was perfect. Because if he puts the gyro in there with him, he doesn't get that kill.
Yep.
Denied.
It makes you ask the question too, because I thought there was going to be some poison on Innocence, but he went for the second point up in Soul Catcher. Like poison, correct me if I'm wrong, it actually got buffed up as well during the last patch.
I don't think it's this last patch, but it did get buffed recently.
Yep.
I mean, the poison damage is pretty insane, but I can understand when you're playing with like a Nyx and a Gyrocopter how good Soul Catcher can be, because most of your damage is basically single target, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, top lane.
Yeah, Nyx is dead. Well,
or maybe not.
There's no Sleight of Fist. Rotation comes up, and it's actually the smoke move from Queen of Pain. Now, she can Blink, Scream, Sonic Wave, and Super is dead.
Yeah.
The Observer Ward gives that vision.
He's dead
so
anyway.
Blink, Scream, and Sonic Wave. Hits Ferrari as well, who was moving over. They get the stun over on Luo. He does have the hook shot available, but these clockwork collusions from SD blocking the line for it. So they'll just let them escape out of here. The rocket will at least get the movement back.
I gotta say, like, that rotation was alright, but they only really get a support, and they committed a lot of heroes for that.
But bottom lane, that's where they get the bigger trade-off.
Yeah, but you also have to consider that Rabbit is still getting good farm too.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually leading the Queen right now.
It's the tier 1 tower I was thinking of more. The fact that Shadow's able to add a lot of pressure towards this. To a point where Rabbit's actually rotating himself down to stop this push.
I mean, I think this is actually a very good call to make sure that the tower doesn't go down early, but I would like to see the Gyrocopter being a little bit more proactive in these early fights. I think they can easily take an engagement like anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes before BKBs come out on IG, because of how much AoE burst damage they have, but they could just be waiting out the level 6 on the Nyx too.
He's almost there. And once you're level 6 on the Nyx Assassin, maybe that's the time too when you try and push Innocence to the top. So he can find a little bit of farm up there. But then again, can the SD really stand on the lane with Ferrari? Top lane, Spy Carapace actually stopping a lot of the damage. So no joy in the front for IG. Yeah, can the SD stand on the lane up against an Ember Spirit? Enough just to leech experience.
Yeah,
like, can he keep the distance is what I'm thinking about.
You can probably leech, but if the Skywrath is there and you get caught by a concussive, you're probably dead. Because self-disrupting doesn't do anything in that situation, and even if you disrupt the Ember, he's going to have 3 spirits to chase you down.
Alright, so 3-3 on the board. The advantage is only 1k and 1.5k for the net worth and the experience. Just going a little bit the way of IG. Nyx still doesn't have level 6 just yet, but I'm watching a smoke movement coming in from Innocence as well as Shadow. So the SD as well as the Gyro. And the line's drawn to loop around through the top. Difficult path to go because you could just have someone inside the jungle that will break your smoke. But they're going to get themselves up the stairwell. And they're looking for super. The Dire Creek wave is here.
The mech's on the courier. If they take this fight and Rabbit just finishes his mech, it's going to be real bad for them.
Well, there's the mech. They're going in deeper.
Although he does need a team. He can't just be alone.
They smoke themselves. So it's Chuan as well as Rabbit together. Support's rotating over from Luo and Innocence as well as Shadow. They could try and disrupt as well as Catcher on this one, but they go for the cooldown instead. Luo wants to buy some space. Here comes your charge, but Chuan with the pickup. They're going to get the AoE done and the big oldie from Rabbit. The mech charge will also pop off. A little bit late, but will find themselves 3 kills as Innocent gets himself trapped inside the tree line. That cog pushback being a real pain in the butt. And the Sonic Wave not doing enough damage, so a 3-for-1 trade-off on the fight.
I want to say if he mech'd, he could have potentially saved the clock. I don't think anyone had to die there from the side of IG. That's okay, though. I mean, I think Rabbit maybe assumed that he was going to die in the time that it took Requiem to channel, so he just didn't pop it immediately after the fact, assuming something like that.
Yeah.
And then he just ends up dropping a little bit after.
Ferrari just run in. Phase boost gets the Searing Chains on the Queen of Pain. It's a real problem for the Queen of Pain, too, going up against the Ember.
Yeah.
The fact the Ember's control is just so damn good. That's almost when you wonder if she just wants to go directly into the BKB.
Dire might want to mine
I think she's gonna need damage though. I think Aghanims is very solid here. You could also go Yules to stop the Skywrath silence from being a huge problem for you, because you need a way to dispel that. If you get silenced on Queen against these heroes, you do pretty much just die.
I suppose if you get hooked as well, you want to get away to get from that battery assault, and there's a lot of problems that do come up. I'm actually with you for the Yule Scepter. Bottom lane right now, Chuan. Well, where's the attack? Faith is waiting for it, gets the stun. It's over on Rabbit, and this will buy space for Ice. He's currently locked inside the cogs, but Rabbit, one raise, they need an extra attack. The battery assault will do the work. The seal over on that Gyrocopter, but he already got the cooldown off. It's making it difficult for IG to disengage from this fight. The Ferrari will come in, so they all re-engage. Getting the Searing Chains over on Shadow. Spike Carapace steal for Chuan means he can also move forward.
Queen's
but
coming in
IG
as well.
can't do enough damage. Yep, Queen of Pain, but there's no Sonic Wave. So it's a level 4 screen. That's still a lot of damage. But they're not finding the opening, and this Dire Observer Ward, which is down behind the tower for IG, is seeing the movement of Wings. So they understand what they're up against. They planted a new one as well. The charge is coming on Super, and Wings is coming out to fight. There's no cooldown available, however, so I'm a little questionable about this. But Sonic Wave's up in 16 seconds. Now in comes your SB. No, IG altogether, you cancel that charge.
It's like 10 seconds though before both of their ultis on the Queen and the Gyro are up, so I think if anything they could fight. It's gonna be...
IG should be aware of this, however.
It's gonna be close.
Like, IG should be backing up. They put a Spirit in the tree line. Nyx is hiding, and he's got Vendetta, so he can also move up, but there's a Sentry Ward in the lane, which will make this very difficult for him to do.
He's actually gonna go around.
If he moves above the tree line... Oh, he actually blocks the hook shot! Lewis is like, yo, guys, there's someone here. Sentry Ward down. Now Faith be vigilant. He gave away Vendetta. He never spiked Carapace, never attacked. And that means Chuan can now actually be that invis scout for IG, and they take the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, this looks like a much more solid early game for IG than in the first game here against Wings. The rotations have been on point. They get the mech really early up on the Rabbit, and that one fight they took inside of the jungle just gave them so much momentum, because Wings committed, what, 3 or 4 heroes to that? And then they just can't do anything. They get like a clockwork kill, and that's it, and they end up losing pretty much everyone they commit to it. So for now, IG holding a firm control here this early game.
Yeah, especially with Ferrari having so much momentum. If you check out the net worth, it's like 7.2k, like a full 2,000 from the co-op. That's... Like,
you mean Rabbit?
Yeah, sorry, Rabbit. Yeah. Did I say Ferrari? Didn't I?
Yeah. Understandable mistake, trust me. I know.
Sorry, Rabbit being 2,000 in front. Ferrari is still neck and neck with the Gyrocopter, so that's good for him. Completes at the drum, so IG's teamfight becoming just slightly increased in strength.
I'm a little bit worried though, because I think that Wings wanted to accomplish a lot more with their picks at this stage in the game than they have. Like, think about last game and how quickly they were able to take the entirety of IG's map control away from them. Yeah, I think they wanted to try to do something similar with Nyx and Spirit Breaker when you have a core who can fight like Gyro and a very aggressive mid like Queen of Pain. And IG will pick up the mid tier 1. And I just think that right now, Wings are just back foot, like, what do they do?
They're hoping IG make a mistake. To be honest, it's possible. Top lane, Rabbit, going to get hit pretty heavily here with the Nether Strike just bouncing him back, even getting the bash chance in there too. It was Rabbit feeling like he was so good, and it was Vendetta Nyx who just came in behind him. Ice just charged in. That's how that all started. But the revenge will be coming to mid lane. So a hook shot from Luo, looking for the angle.
Dire's mid tower.
You can't really hook shot a Queen without the Skywrath being close enough.
Yeah, it's kind of like the downside, isn't it? Like, you think about like the old VG gaming lineups when they would run Clockwork that have someone like a Storm Spirit, they'd be able to jump with him, so you always had that follow-up.
Right.
Now you've got Ember Spirit who can follow up, but the Spirit's taking a little bit of time to get into position. Maybe you look for the Blink Dagger on the SF after he finishes the BKB.
I think Blink Dagger would be pretty awesome with this lineup, actually. Blink into Cogs to BKB, just throw out a Requiem. Yep. The damage output from that's pretty crazy. I thought IG wanted to fight this, but I think Rabbit respawned just a little bit too slow.
He's also only got 18 souls as he respawns.
Yeah.
Like, he is not ready to pop off that ulti of his.
Yeah. I do not know if I like the Midas on Queen, by the way.
Wait, what?
I'm torn. I'm really torn about this choice.
I'm like that Liam Brewer earlier too, like freaking torn.
Like, I understand the value of Midas when you think the game's going to go a bit longer, and here comes Fight.
Oh, the double stun. Actually picking up Super on the back lines. Nice. Now you got Sonic Wave. The mech charge will keep clock alive a little bit longer so he can get the cogs and hook shot off. And now all out Raptor get the big ulti out as Nether Strike stolen by Tron. Needs to try and control Mori. Brings down Ice, and he's moving up further. It's over towards Shadow, who gets Searing Chains up, and Ferrari's just burning them down. Wings getting caught in a really clustered area, hit by everything SF had to offer. And that control time was just beautiful.
I mean, even with the defensive disruption on one of the heroes that was silenced, that Wings didn't really have any damage left. That's the problem. Like, they drop all of their abilities, and then there's not enough magic damage to even break through Ember Spirit's Flame Guard at that point. Yep. So if Ferrari's not in the fight, and you don't break through the Flame Guard on your own, and he comes in after the fact and is able to clean up like that,
yep,
the fights become very hard for Wings
This is the question I brought up during the drafting phase. When does Gyro do damage?
Yeah.
Because you need him to do that. The Nyx Assassin isn't really that kind of guy at the moment because Faith hasn't had really successful rotations. He's the 4th lowest net worth in the field. He's still only got 1 point up in that mana burn. So he's relying, like, he got the double stump. Like, he had the perfect start.
Yeah.
The problem was the SF came in, got the mech off, and Clockwork stalled them up for another 2 to 3 seconds at the start of that fight. So to deal with him, and there was just nothing else to give. You got no, well, like, it's a level 2 poison up from Innocence. But, yeah, you're right. Where is the damage after you blow your initial load?
By the time that happens, like when Call Down and Wave are used, if the fight is not already won, and there's like 1 core alive from IG, I think they just can chase them out and just end up winning that fight. Especially if it's the Ember. Like the Shadow Fiend is a bit different because I feel like you can Kite Rabbit with their heroes. Like you can just run away on the Gyro, you got Carapace stun, you got Spear Breaker charge and whatnot in Disruption. Like you can kite him out a bit, yeah. But Ember has such high mobility that you can't really do the same thing to Ferrari.
So what do you then do? Like you commit to the fight even though you know it's going to be a bad fight?
Well, like I said, it's all about who you go on first. If you kill Ferrari at the start of the fight, then it's probably easy for Wings.
4-man smoke move from IG. They have no real information on Innocence anymore. The Observer Wards were too aggressive, but this Observer Ward that's over at the Ancient area, it is perfect. It is watching, at this point,
just a Roshan smoke.
Wait, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
They saw them pass the wards. They realized that there's a low probability that they'd be able to get here in time.
There's an SC Illusion coming over to spoil the party, though.
Oh, no, it died.
Yeah, okay. That SC Illusion is not coming to spoil any kind of party.
Yeah, they're fine, I think. It is going to take a little bit of a while to kill. Okay, they're deciding against it. They want to defend tier 1 instead. I think they could have killed Roche.
Yeah, I agree. Shadow's actually quite happy to fight at this point. Like, he just finishes SMY. You have a level 2 Sonic Wave up for the Queen of Pain. And she really wants to have a really good fight, because she's a point booster away from the Aghanims upgrade.
Yeah. I mean,
and IG are coming back. This is going to be a little bit too obvious. So your tier 1 tower in the middle lane is a little injured. But the top lane's pushed in so far that you can actually trade off the tier 2 tower for Roshan. You know, that tier 2 tower's full life. They'll finish Roshan before that time.
Yeah, Roshan's going to be dead long before I believe that happens, but... IG?
Ferrari? There's no speed charge coming in on him.
He's got a Spirit up. He's fine.
Yeah. Unless he gets completely bashed out. And then jump in. No mana for a Sonic Wave. And the mana was too short for the Queen of Pain. Ferrari probably would have popped from that if he hit the Sonic Wave.
That would have been close, I think. He had
Courier?
like...
Courier? No, Courier! Courier!
Someone took out the Radiant's courier.
How did that happen?
Miss Micro. It just walked itself in. And yep, the hookshot does manage to catch out Shadow. Battery Assault doing work, and this is just easy picks for IG. You get a free kill on a Courier, you take out the Gyrocopter, and now Wings are in a horrible position. They're on the wrong side of this fight. So IG can just push the tier 2 tower with an Aegis the Immortal in hand.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I don't know actually how IG, or excuse me, how Wings is supposed to fight into IG right now.
They can't.
They have Aegis advantage. They have fresh BKB on Rabbit. Ferrari is getting very close to his Battle Fury. He's level 12 right now.
You don't. Like, you just keep the creep wave outside of your base and try and go for the best trade-off you possibly can, which is what's happening on top lane. Now, Ferrari will come to defend this. He can jump back to his Spirit, however, so if IG want to, like, they're taking out an Ancient stack at the moment. They could just push down the mid. I don't see a reason why IG have to hold out, apart from it being 20 minutes in, and maybe they don't have the confidence after game 1 to go all the way up.
I think it's just more like, we see a tier 1 off lane. Why not just go get the free gold? The free golden experience is very attractive for IG in this situation because, again, it's
the Battle Fury finish, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you can just go down that lane and be like, boom, Ferrari Battle Fury, finish up SNY maybe on Rabbit, since it seems like he's going for that.
Oh, Clockwork's actually... Oh, man, Luo is in the greatest position. No hand and minus this time on the Clockwork. But he gets a Blade Mail 21 minutes in against a Gyrocopter who went for an SMY. Yep. So there's no BKB protection from that Blade Mail. So if he does let the cooldown and Rocket Barrage off, Clockwork wants to be next to him. He will hookshot in for him. And the Queen of Pain also going for the Aghanim Scepter build. Like, that means there's no BKB protection for her either. This is a real dangerous situation now for Wings when they take these fights.
I'm kind of surprised that the Gyro didn't rush BKB in this game. Like, Tread Tequila BKB, I don't feel like is so bad for him, given that they know that they built their lineup to fight.
They're coming to fight top lane. The fresh Yash just got flown in as well for Rabbit, but the SP never completes the charge, and there's Yasiel and Mystic Flare destroying him completely. Ferrari will find more targets. The Clockwork hookshots in, but that is where you see that Blade Mail going to work. And you just don't want to fight. The Sonic Wave comes out from the Queen of Pain with the Requiem of Souls. This is where Wings just completely lose the fight. Rabbit's timing was perfect. The Blade Mail bought time for Clockwork for the mag charge. They isolated Wings perfectly. This would be a tier 2 tower and should be more. They didn't even have to go through the Aegis to the Immortal.
That really seemed like a tilt charge to me.
It did.
Like, why would you charge that? For a tier 1 offlane tower?
He is a mad cow.
I understand the idea of let's try to catch them by surprise because they won't expect us to defend this tower. But there's a reason you don't defend that tower, right? Like, you don't defend it because you can't win the fight and the tower isn't really worth that much.
And the position you charge in from. The position you charged in from was an area where you kind of would assume IG had vision, because he came up the river.
Right.
He came directly up the river. Now, IG didn't have vision there, but it is still one of those things where, like, percentage-wise, your chance of that succeeding is very, very low.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused why Wings felt like they wanted to do that.
They just Leroyed.
They really did, actually. And it did not work out.
No.
It did not work out at all.
That's going to hurt him. Hurt him pretty hard.
They don't even get Aegis on Ferrari, like...
8,000 net worth, 7.5k in the experience. This graph is just diving and diving, and there's no bumps back up. Okay, I say that, now a bump will appear. But it's going to get worse. Oh, hello, hookshot. Luo, he'll go for the dust. He realized, again, this is the second time this has happened, where he hookshots himself into the next assassin, but Ferrari very quickly there to try and capitalize. The orb from the Skywrath Mage will kill secure. But this was not the vendetta he was really hoping would happen.
I would be so sad if I were him. That's the second time that's happened.
Yep.
He's just like secret servicing all the hook shots. Just stands in the way. He's like, don't worry, I got this for you, man. No big deal. And then just dies.
I'm trying to remember that song they play on YouTube for every time that kind of stuff happens.
I don't know, but it's a sad song, probably.
It is most definitely a sad song. There's pamphlets and all.
You know the drill.
Oh, is it the Titanic with the crappy flute?
You have that one, but there's another one. There's another one that's used.
No.
Middle lane. They find an opening. It's going to be on Ferrari. Damn, he tanks up so much. And if he can Spirit Jump out, he's got a regeneration rune, so he can try and...
He messed it up.
Wait.
He had Orb of Venom on. It dispelled the regen.
Oh, they're still going to kill off Ice Ice. I don't think it really matters at this point. Ferrari is so far ahead. The Battle Fury is done. The regen's going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
And he's got another rune in 20 seconds time he can pick up. It's a small mistake.
It is a small mistake, but it's one of those things where you look at it and you're just like, did I really just do that? Like, did I really just pop my regen when I have move on and I just can't do anything now? But yeah, you're right. In the long run and the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter too much.
And Rabbit just keeps farming. He's up to 15,000 net worth, 6 kills, 1 death, 4 assists. This is the kind of performance you'd expect from Ferrari in Game 1, but Rabbit, it's actually something too which I know like Merlini and I were kind of breaking down a lot with IG during ESL. The fact that both Rabbit and Ferrari have these similar signature heroes they can play. Like Rabbit can play the SF, Ferrari can play the SF. They're both Brewmaster players as well. So you're actually got a little bit of like, it's very difficult to exactly read the IG draft when they go for these cores. Know exactly like which lane can you win, like what's your best matchup there.
That's a very good point. And the thing is too, I think a lot of it has to do with Ferrari obviously is very accustomed to playing mid, whereas Rabbit I think has more experience as a position 1 rather than playing in mid. So I think SF is a better hero to play for the position 1 not the position 2.
Yep.
Because the position 2 has more experience being aggressive and trying to create the space. And
but they still started as like position 1 and 2 because Ferrari still started on safe lane, right?
yeah, but the mid game plays differently.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just the way they transitioned in the game.
Yeah. I mean, in this game, Rabbit's actually been quite involved, just because of the fact that he's the mech carrier. So he's been present at a lot of the fights, but Ferrari has been too. So
looks like he's going to go for that Skadi next. That's a lot of survivability on this SF. Ferrari might get caught out. Vendetta has managed to scout him, and here comes your charge. This time there's no hook shot to screw around with it, but Faith's taking a lot of damage while I say that. The hook shot was going out because the Observe Ward that's on that secret shop scouted the movement of Ice. And Ferrari, where are you Spirit jumping to? He's actually, he's being really paranoid. He's splatter fisting in the tree line, wondering if Wings have prepared any kind of trap for him.
I think he wanted to try to catch a TP or something. That's what he was looking for anyway. Oh, BKB's almost done, by the way, on Shadow. So that's actually going to help them quite a bit in terms of damage output, because IG right now is still pretty reliant on the damage output of the Skywrath, the Requiem, for example. Even Ember still does a good majority of his damage.
But you see the money on Rabbit. Like, once Rabbit gets his extra 1,400, 1,500 gold...
I'm trying to find the positives, Toby.
I'm sorry, Traskell. Why am I the negative person?
I've turned a new leaf, okay?
Really?
Ah, kind of.
For now.
Maybe like half a leaf. But no, I do agree that it's still an uphill struggle for Wings. It's just about the next couple of team fights. Can you utilize that BKB that's going to be coming out on Shadow soon?
It's going to be challenging because it's still that question mark of where does your damage come from. Like, you go BKB. Oh, I think it was you're saying, like, you build an item to stay alive, but you don't build an item to win a game.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing.
And that's what I feel like right now for Shadow. Like, you got the BKB, fantastic. You're about to die.
Oh, Ice,
not so
get
fantastic.
Out of there.
Oh, he doesn't
They
know.
don't see him?
They just walk straight past him. He's gonna TP out.
All right.
That's a cowboy right there, just watching bearded men die.
I gotta say, it would have been better for Ice to die.
It would have been. But he was waiting. He was waiting for someone from IG to come from the tier 2 tower. He wasn't expecting the rest of IG to run in from behind him. And now IG are going to get so bloody lucky. If they check this, there goes your Spirit. So yeah, they got a permanent
It's
check
just up right now, yeah.
There it is. Instant Roshan.
They want to go for kills first.
Yeah, they found Ice. So he might have survived the bath on bottom lane of blood, but he's cogged up, battery assaulted, picked up, tossed around like a ragdoll.
How about that?
And that is going to be 2 easy kills for IG. Now, it looks like it's going to go up. They can turn around for Roshan.
I think if you feel confident in your high ground ability, you can just go now. But otherwise, Roshan is the safer play.
They don't feel confident. They're backing up. They are retreating from this. You also don't have a lot of mana on the Skywrath Mage. It's actually a bit of a problem for him. He's got the Arcane Boots, which is nice, but... like, how do you spam everything you've got when you've only got a 1.1k mana pool?
Well, the thing with Sky is, especially when you skill him with ulti, you're doing it as a combo kill. Like, this is the whole functionality of the hero.
Is Lua going to die?
Oh.
I think Lua's going to die. They use the charge to keep the vision up.
This is still a hard kill.
Kind of feels like game 1. What's the one hero you don't want to initiate on?
Clockwork? Definitely not.
That's it. Because he's still got the Blade Mail.
I mean, trading Lua for Roshan is still fine. I don't even think IGTP for him.
He's so far back. The Ice... okay, no, it's still nighttime vision, so they didn't see the Spirit Breaker charge up. But yeah, this is Roshan for IG.
Yeah. Easy peasy, no problems here. I think that's full Scotty as well for Rabbit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, he is beefy.
Nope. This Jaro needs to find a damage dealing item. I almost just want to see him
Dude,
go.
there's just like
anything. I don't care what he gets. Like,
yeah, see, he needs like a rapier, honestly.
He could have a blade of attack. He needs something extra for this fight, which is coming their way.
He might need more than a blade of attack. I'm just saying.
He can build into the Chrysalis. He'll eventually get that.
It is one of the most cost-effective damage items. That's true.
But he's just locked in a horrible, horrible position of, like his damage output is still 169, but that's nothing when you have an SF who's got 2.4k life, and there's still the mech to regenerate every bit of damage your flight cannon does currently.
And he has 20 armor.
Yeah.
You know, casual.
Alright, so tier 3 tower's getting beaten out. The top tier 2 tower will still go the way of the SP. Shadow's TPing back now, so at least they get a tower trade-off. There's fortification available, there's a very early Sonic Wave, does minimal damage, and the slide of fist, the searing chains, even the cogs, Luo gets it perfectly. The SF Requiem will go to work, but they just keep pounding him from range. SF just moves forward, Shadow is slowed down by the Skadi, and GG is the call. 7:22. Mark the time. IG take game number 2 against Wings. That was just a very slow movement to a very inevitable end.
I gotta say, I didn't really feel the impact of the Shadow Demon in this game from Wings.
I agree.
I mean, in the early part of the game, he had a couple of nice movements. You know, he helped with the Soul Catcher get a kill, I think, on Luo it was, when they were bottom lane.
Yep.
And then after that, there was that really wonky dive where Luo had really good cogs, got like 2 people killed. There was TP reaction coming in as well from the side of IG. And they just seemed to click better in this game. Like, their early game movement was much more solid. They never really lost control of it, and they just won. Like, that was it.
See, for me, I'd actually put it down. Like, I can understand the thought behind the SD, where the SD was your get out of jail free card. Like, your Nyx Assassin, your Spirit Breaker, they're your initiators. You know you're going to get hookshotted by Clockwork. You know you're going to get initiated in. So the SD Disruption is meant to be that way where, you know what? Yeah, cog me, but we'll get you back out of trouble when you initiate. But the initiators never came online. Nyx Assassin, he got a Blink Dagger, and then did we ever see really like a... Like, there was that double stun in the Dire Jungle that he did? But then the mech charge came on.
But that was before Blink, right?
Yeah, that was before Blink.
Yeah. I don't think I ever saw Faith Blink stun anything this entire game. Because by the time he got the item, the game was already so far gone, right? Like, the problem with Gyrocopter, and we saw it that game, is if a very high physical damage core gets ahead of you that's ranged, like Shadow Fiend or Clinks, that's why I suggested it during the draft, is you actually cannot hurt them. Especially when you are forced into going BKB, because all your damage is either magical or spread damage. You do not have that capability of just blowing somebody up. So Gyrocopter's weakness is definitely showcased here. And again, the Midas, I don't know about that. I mean, maybe there was no other item that he could have bought, right?
Maybe he was also looking at the game saying, you know what, this is not going to go my way. I need to have more items than what I need, but I need to have them at 25, 30 minutes into the game. So the Midas will push me to that point. It will push you to a level 3 ultimate as with the Aghanim Scepter, and that will buy... I'm clutching a straw. I'm looking for the positive side of things now.
Yeah. I think it's the same ideology as buying it on the Shadow Fiend and the previous games that we cast, where you're so far behind, you know that nothing that you spend money on is going to matter. Yeah. So you just buy Midas. You're just like, no impact item matters now, Midas.
Yeah. Well, man... Game 3, we have a decider. IG versus Wings, who will be one of the teams to go up against either Newbie or Newbie in this bracket final. Stay tuned, we'll be back.